how can China help United States on its domestic issues?
Not creating new problems for the Americans unless the impact on China's core interests. Taiwan, for instance, can lead to war. The Trump administration played with Taiwan as if it was just another card on the table. And the Chinese kept on signaling that, no, this will lead to war. And they have an Iranian option, that if you really move on Taiwan, we'll move on Iran.
How could they move in Iran? What could they do?
Well, since the Chinese will never say it, of course, but since the 90s, I've always observed that the Chinese approach to Iran have been linked to the American approach to Taiwan. I think the Americans know that there is this linkage. Not the Trump administration, but I think the Biden administration will understand this. So on Taiwan, it's not wise to play it. On North Korea, China's help is very important. And China, to a certain extent, shares the same objectives. On the South China Sea, it's very important that we, Southeast Asia and China, sign the code of conduct and find a way to compromise on the exploitation of fishery resources and hydrocarbons. Territorial claims, no one can unilaterally give up because it's just not possible, so just set that aside. Okay. The Americans would try to play the South China Sea. It depends on us in ASEAN, whether we allow the problems in the South China Sea to get out of control and how we deal with China. American interest is good for us, it strengthens our hand. Beyond a point, it's not us making use of the Americans, but the Americans making use of us. And that's not to our interest.
Yes. And of course, at the same time, on climate, as you know, China has amazingly announced a zero carbon future by 2060. Do you see that as another possible area of major convergence between US and China?
They work together, but every country on climate acts in its own self-interest. China finds that it is its own self-interest to phase out the internal combustion engine and to phase out the use of coal. But at the same time, they are achieving very high positions in alternative energy, and their companies are becoming very big, very important. They've got very advanced technologies. That in turn worries the West.
Actually, on this issue of clean energy and all, one of the things that really surprised me about China is their rather, I must say, amazingly inspiring goal of creating an ecological civilization. So maybe that's a good note to end on. What's your sense about the Chinese goals when they announce this ecological civilization that China will become?
I've been involved in this from quite early when they established an annual conference in Guiyang called in Chinese, 生态文明贵阳国际论坛, translated into
English.
The annual forum for ecological civilization in Guiyang. In China, when you say a forum, it means thousands of people. There are trade shows, there are seminars, and I'm a member of the advisory council, which is chaired by my old friend, the former state councillor for foreign affairs, Tai Pingguo. And the director general, who used to be the mayor of Suzhou when we started the Suzhou project, Zhang Xingsheng, he's very active, and we're in regular communications with each other. They're very serious. They even pull in the Vatican, because the Pope, in his encyclical Laudato Si, the words of Francis of Assisi, praise be creation. In church teaching on integral ecology and Chinese philosophy of ecological civilization, there is huge overlap. That human beings are part of nature and are almost custodians of creation and have that responsibility. So I think it's wonderful. It may well be a platform where all of us can find common cause, not just in a practical way, but in terms of our higher moral aspirations.
But the other equally important relationship between China and its neighbors, of course, between China and Japan, and you discussed it in the early weeks of this course. What advice would you give today to Chinese and Japanese leaders on how to manage their relations going forward in the 21st century?
One must naturally expect that the Japanese people want to be a normal people, that they want to do the things which other nations in the world are able to do. The constitution that they have was imposed upon them by the Americans. They have to accept it. They need the US nuclear umbrella. So there's a set of them which knows that without the US, their position is shaken to its foundations. But at the same time, it leads to a certain subjection of their self-esteem by the Americans. And sometimes when you watch the way the Americans treat the Japanese, it is painful. I watched the way Abe, despite American insults, wanting a close relationship with Trump, which he finally succeeded in doing. I thought very few countries in the world would be prepared to go that far to achieve a national objective. But Abe is a nationalist. And there is a slow movement in Japan not to be too close to the Americans and to become a more normal country. So the attitude towards China is changing, but it's millimeter by millimeter. It will take time.
Changing in what direction? How is it evolving within Japan and China?
In a greater balance. You do not find the Japanese now automatically taking the position of the Americans or the Western powers. They're more calibrated now. And Japanese corporate Japan knows that it's got vast interest in China. They could see the trends. For many years, they thought that China would implode. And they were waiting for it year by year. It didn't happen. And I think many now accept that China will become much bigger and become much more important to Japan. And the transformation of the tourism industry before COVID was dramatic. How even in many of the onsen, the major market was Chinese tourists.
So you are a bit more optimistic about China-Japan relations then?
Oh, China will, in a sense, facilitate it. On the war, on wartime memories, so long as the Japanese don't go too far, they accept it. And their approach is, well, you may forget, I will not forget. So they've been building museums to the anti-Japanese war of resistance all over China. So China will not forget.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good。请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版，新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。